Because the
Are we going over the mood board right now?
We're going over the lookbook.
The one
thing
you made.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna move this
You're
plant.
in the jungle excursion seat.
Lookbook is like a general plan for the aesthetic throughout the entire thing. So that's everything from your sets and your props to your costumes to the tech to the game design to everything.
When you're getting into production and you have to make a call on what a thing's supposed to look like, instead of having a meeting every single time, you can use the lookbook as a, it should look like that. Like the thing we had the meetings about on the paper. That's the idea anyway. So we've got an agenda.
This is just the surface furniture and space layout with possibility of the accoutrements, all the things that are on top of desks and color.
Yep. Okay.
So there's original office,
This is basically what we have here is like the original office.
right?
And then there's the 20 years that nobody was in this office, and it was sealed to the outside world, so we don't have to worry about bacteria killing everything. Sure.
All right, except for the bird room.
Yeah, that was a hole.
Okay.
And then there's Lux rolled up 6 months ago and ran a game show. Insert referential media here. Hunger Games, Squid Games, Funny Games,
Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Legends of the Hidden Temple, Battle Royale, PUBG. Pick one.
PUBG.
Another meeting.
And this is where we got the look.
Yeah. We will need to lock looks for those 2 other stages in this building's development,
So
because the final
look
look
of
is...
when the office was original.
Yep.
The look of it sealed.
Yep.
Nobody around, you know.
Andromeda Strain. Yeah.
Then the look 6 months ago, game show.
Over the last 6 months, there has been a game show using this space.
It's kind of an allegory for this building.
Yes.
It really is.
Accidentally, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that.
This is the actual carpeting that we actually purchased, which actually set the tone for the type of colors that we can be using in the space. So I want to stick to the color schemes that are in the carpeting, so the carpeting can embellish it, because the carpeting works in terms of the period that it's from.
So what's the color palette? Is it what's in the carpet?
It's gray, it's like white, gray, and blue, like a blue, with an
So-
orange accent.
Okay. We'll talk about that next, I guess. Okay. So
Basically using the colors of the carpet and the desks we already have, and a lot of the furniture we already have,
Yes.
to basically extrapolate off of that.
the color palette is blue, gray, and what?
And orange accent. The orange accent can be stripes. It can be anything, really.
Yeah, we can talk through that more when we get to aesthetics, I think. I just wasn't sure based on
That's fine. I still believe we can get away with a lot of grays and accent colors. That's what the panel is, with the orange cushions. It's the idea that you don't just swamp with color, you accent with color. Oh, and I just really like the picture of the people with their laptops. And then I think that I was getting into, so a comparison. There's a show that was on, and I wanted to show you that because it's all greens.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at
so
birds.
It's really great, but I don't want to get stuck doing that because then I think we'll be too close to it. So, but it's the same idea.
I mean, Severance has their story is here, and then ours is like same world, but on an acid trip. Like it's.
I mean, when Rose first showed this to me, she showed me the pictures, and I was like, "That's from Severance." Rose hadn't seen Severance,
So I haven't seen it.
Like,
You have so far though. You have seen it.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, really.
no, we do need to watch it. But like the fact that Rose dialed into the same aesthetic without even seeing the show is.
I mean, I
indicator
remember
for me
seeing
that
like
we're,
the hallways and just going, "Oh, that's our frames. That's our frame set right there."
Yeah.
Well, I saw that and I connected to it, even though I haven't seen the show. And I really like that aesthetic a lot.
So, when considering like you don't want it to be too clean,
Yeah.
I think moving forward, because we kind of like, because we have so many steps to how this has to look. There's like the core office when it was designed, when it was in use, when it was abandoned, when it was used for game show, right? Like that layer cake of effects.
Correct.
When we talk about like cluttered versus not cluttered, do you mean that in terms of like when it was in use, or was it designed to be cluttered?
Okay, I think it was a in use thing when it's cluttered.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, when it's designed, it shouldn't have any clutter, really,
Right.
unless it's designed to be filled with a lot of things. But as the state of this office, it was an office that was used, so therefore the clutter should be left over from when it was in use.
Gotcha. Okay. If we want this to be like, if it's a time capsule, right, and like everybody raptured at the same time and left an acting office, it would be a mess, right? Like aesthetically speaking, we want it to look lived in before the passage of time and everything else. My first concern and consideration to raise is we do want to have a mess, but we have to logistically reset that mess every show. So how messy can we actually get before we lose our damn minds with like the paper all was on this counter and had these documents?
Yeah,
and
before
now
you're
we gotta-
resetting a forensic scene.
Yeah.
Like what?
Like what can we get
Yeah,
away with?
I think you could probably, my best bet is that I think it would be probably better to deal with messiness as an object as a whole. Yeah.
It's also
So,
like a
okay,
moment.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
last
Look at
stuff.
that.
Okay.
So you're thinking like that kind of vibe?
That's a lot.
That's too much.
That's
That's
too
like
much.
too
Okay,
much.
good. Okay,
Great,
good. I was about
cool.
to be like,
But-
Okay.
Too much.
That's too much.
That's too much.
But
Awesome.
the ones where there's just like binders above the desk, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Got it.
The
I
individual
understand.
desk of that room, bad. The
The
back
one on the
wall,
left, the one on the
good.
left looks more like the correct choice.
I forgot that this is a touchscreen.
Yeah, right. Like it's literally the one on the left is right, the one on the right is wrong.
Right.
Like that's what we're looking for.
Yes.
Not that.
Bad.
Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
Binder side, not the stacks of paper.
Gotcha. Okay. As far as room design goes, I think Shelby, you had a question about the cabinet lights.
Yeah, so I love the idea of the cabinet lights. I like them a lot. Are we having cabinets?
I would love to have cubbies.
Great.
Basically boxes to hold, which are shelves to hold binders.
Yeah. I just wanted to confirm because we haven't talked about cabinets or anything yet. I was like, but yeah, the underlighting's great. The only thing is, I mean, would that be with the concept that we would want DMX control with that lighting, or?
It's a
think I
nice
would love that,
potential.
but-
I mean, we know all about DMXable LEDs now, and how stable and useful they are, and how they never break. But we could also, they do make LED puck lights, which are
Yeah.
a little bit more reliable, that can
Yeah.
get the same effect. So I think we could, while not mandated, we could aim for like DMX controllable track lighting for sure. I wouldn't put them on the moving walls
Right.
themselves. This is
That's
all
what I'm saying.
Everything's
this is-
stationary. We'll figure it out. We'll talk about
Last major design question. So, while not normally something that would go in a lookbook, I think for this particular show, once again, doesn't have to be hard and fast, but should be a pretty solid guideline. We should have at least 3 variant floor layouts for a standard office,
Yeah.
Okay.
so that we have something to go off of when we have to make decisions on floor plan.
There you go.
I think that's all that I wanted to cover. Is there anything else?
Are we gonna do plants?
Ooh.
I'm gonna what?
Plants.
Plants. Yeah, that's a good question. You wanted to do plants in every room.
If we're, I mean, like, I'm an Antonioni fan, so I'd love to do plastic plants.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
I'm an
All-
Antonioni
all
fan
artificial
also. Isn't that
Christmas
wonderful?
trees.
Plastic plants. Okay. Well, we'll have to source them. They are available. The thing is depending on the budget, we could either get all exactly the same. I really love that idea.
And then those can be magenta or orange.
No.
Yes.
People are gonna think they're like on an alien planet or something.
Like how we have the plants
Yep.
in the lobby that are
Mhm.
silver.
Yeah.
Magenta plants.
No.
Yes.
Can we just?
No.
Yes. Oh,
I would
Be
pref-
magenta.
What about,
I-
what about
no,
plastic plants
no.
with magenta flowers?
no.
I
What if
like
they're-
the plants being the plants.
Okay, I got one more.
I'll take a magenta.
But you can't say you like the Antonioni and then be like, I like plastic,
Oh,
and
no,
then
no,
not
no,
want
no.
a
No,
plastic.
no,
I do, but I'm
plastic,
worried about
but it
audiences
doesn't
being
use
confused.
magenta.
I really like magenta plants.
Game show ran by a computer.
Yeah, no, that all makes sense. So hear me out.
Not the magenta plant.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a plant, right? Like, let's say it's like a cactus with flowers on it.
Sure
So the main body of it is gray. The leaves and offshoots are teal, and the flowers are magenta.
That's so much time.
Absolutely, let's do it. Signing
And
off
so
on
much
it.
color.
It's almost like they got the plants first and then based the entire thing off.
I don't
The
think
plants are the muse. They decided, looked at the plants and said, it must
This
be
office
this.
is a still life.
If this plant were an office, it
you're
would be
too
this
in,
office.
you're too in love with spray painted plastic plants.
Yes, I am. I love it.
Yeah, no, I'm not opposed to magenta plants, but either way,
And how about we could do a blend? How about if we do a blend? We go from
ombre?
magenta up.
an underbrush blend.
Oh,
Yeah, like a woodland blend.
Why do you like that and hate the concept of all magenta?
Too much magenta, too much color, because we're gonna do orange. So the magenta.
Orange is the accent color.
Yeah, orange is
Magenta
the color.
is your safety. Orange is the accent. Teal and gray are your bread and butter.
Oh,
She's not wrong.
spray painting them.
We don't have to spray paint them, we can dip them.
Dip and drip.
Of that.
Dunk.
The big vat.
You know what? No.
I'm going in the vat.
I bought everything for the big power paint because I'm dying to do the explosion part of the wall.
Look,
so
if we only got it for one day.
I actually got all the holes, so I'm gonna convert one of the resin pressure cookers into a spray gun.
Legally and safely.
Legally and safely.
Or it won't happen.
Oh. All right, magenta plants.
It's not a hard and fast rule.
No, I
Plant-
know.
plants,
Uh,
plants.
But I think, yeah, plants is a
Sending
I like the
colorful
idea
artificial
of
plants.
getting, it depends, again, how many rooms you have, and also,
How big the rooms
What,
are, how many per room, blah blah blah.
I have one question on that front.
well, cycle.
Can we do dead plastic plants?
What does that mean?
Oh wow.
You
So
melted?
embalmed.
Did you just say dead plastic
Can we
plant?
do like a half and half of like there's plastic plants that are really healthy and the same plastic plants but they're like underwater, they look underwater and dead.
I would only do that for the timeline piece. When they were new, they were fresh. And
Nobody watered the
beautiful.
plastic plants.
And then 20 years goes by, and they're all cracked. And
Because like the first time you walk in, you're like, oh, nobody watered the plants, and then you'll touch them and be like, wait.
Oh, nobody watered the plants and they're magenta. You're like,
And the-
oh no,
Oh, no.
not the dead magenta plant.
It's fun.
I would be interested to hear that option included in the 20 years have passed portion.
As a potential for
As a
consideration
potential
to
for
be
consideration.
vetoed later. Fair.
Hey, I didn't say no.
Yeah, I'm not saying yes.
all right, the plant thing is still kind of undecided, but plastic plants.
Plastic plants, I think, is a winner.
plants.
Plastic
Yeah,
plants, definitely.
absolutely.
Well, we can't. They won't grow really.